My kids, my babies saw someone naked, and now they're traumatized. So, am I the asshole for skinny dipping in my sister's backyard without her permission? Well, how hot are you? I shouldn't say that. That's a dick thing to say. And it's a joke. Okay, so let's find out. My sister, 31 female, owns a house in the suburbs with a pool. I, 26-year-old female, visit and stay over often. Last night, around 11 p.m., we both decided to go skinny dipping in her pool. At my suggestion. The backyard has a high fence that should obscure us, or so we thought. This morning, my sister's neighbor from across the street who lives in a two-story house came over and started telling my sister that her 11-year-old female and 9-year-old male kids saw us skinny dipping because their rooms are on the second floor, which apparently overlooks my sister's backyard. She even claimed her kids are now traumatized and said she'll call the police if we ever go skinny dipping again. We obviously didn't mean for her kids to see us, and we just wanted to have some stupid fun on my sister's private property. Am I the asshole? Hell no. But your neighbor sounds like a real piece of work. Look, I'm not one of these people that would ever agree when someone says, "Oh my God, my kids, my babies saw someone naked, and now they're traumatized." If that traumatizes your kids, you're a pretty shit parent. Why should the human body ever traumatize someone unless you have raised your kids to be self-conscious about their own bodies, to be insecure about their own bodies, to look at their own bodies with shame? Why should that ever be something that traumatizes people? Oh, you see someone nude. Who gives a damn? They're nude. And you know what? It's on your own private property. So it sounds like your neighbor's a real piece of work here. And honestly, I worry about her kids' futures. If she's worried about that traumatizing her kids, nah. Here's the thing. I'm a little pissed off at society about this. You look at America, and I don't know. I'm going to be very American-centric here. Americans let their kids watch all sorts of crap. Violent stuff with people being blown apart, people, having their heads chopped off, torture, all that kind of stuff. I mean, it's on TV. You have constant streams of violent news stories on the news. It's everywhere. Yet somehow, I don't hear an uproar about that anymore. Used to be, long ago. But you do hear uproars about, nudity, sexual content and whatnot. And I don't know. For me, that seems to be an inverse of the way it should be. I would rather my kids be exposed to, the human form rather than be exposed to, people being blown apart if I have a choice in the matter. Now, that doesn't mean I'm going to go around and just opening up the Joy of Sex book and say, "Hey, kids, have a look." No, that's idiotic. But what I'm saying is I think people often have their priorities wrong. I don't think we should ever teach kids that the human body is something to be ashamed of. That doesn't mean, you're doing any kind of sexual acts in front of them, don't get me wrong, but just the human body itself, nudity itself, I don't think is something that we should ever teach people is something to be ashamed of. Now, let me add the addendum here and say that, of course, we don't want people exposing themselves in public. We don't want to teach kids that it's okay to drop trowel in public, but we also don't want them to be ashamed of their bodies. And I find that people who have this type of uproar mentality about, "Oh my God, my kids saw nudity, they're traumatized," they're the ones who are really damaging their kids, actually. So you know what? You're not the asshole here. It's your private property. If she doesn't like it, then too bad. It's your private property, and you guys have a fence around it. So, yeah, not the asshole. Now, let's go down here and see what the comments say. Why were the kids that young not in bed? Oh, great question. Didn't even think about that. Yes, what time did they say? 11 p.m. 9 years old, still up? Yeah. Really, really shaping up to be a shit, the neighbor to be a shit mother, to be honest. What kind of backwards education are they getting if they are traumatized by two naked women swimming? Her property had a high enough fence for passerbys to see nothing. The police will laugh their butts off. Let her call them. Yes. I was thinking this too. My sister's kids were fast asleep while this all happened, so I thought it was weird that these kids weren't. Not the asshole. I really highly doubt it was the kids that saw. I'm betting the blah, blah, blah. I'm betting Hubs saw. Not the asshole. Reasonable bedtime. Not the asshole. Kids should be asleep. So a lot of the kids should be asleep at that time comments here. Her kids aren't traumatized. Yes, they shouldn't be. Skinny dip. Great. Accuse them of peeping if you like. Wonderful. Tell them to enjoy the show. The adults, I mean. The husband who's peeking is what I mean. Tell her to put better curtains on the kids' rooms. Let's see. If she complains again, tell her to take away her husband's binoculars. Yeah, so look, not the asshole. Again, if you're one of these parents who you think nudity is going to traumatize your kids, you need to get a grip on reality. You need to get your shit together. Kids are exposed to so much more than you can imagine. And I'm not even joking. A few weeks ago, I was in class, and I have my desk, and beside my desk, I have the projector, the screen. And beside my desk, there's also where the student seats start. And I teach a class of mixed ages because it's an English as a second language class. So I'm standing there beside my desk, and I'm looking at the projector, the screen, the projection, and I'm highlighting something, and I'm talking, and I feel something on my leg. But I ignore it for a moment because I want to get through what I'm saying. And then I look down, and I see my 8-year-old student twerking on my leg. I say, "What are you doing? Get back to your seat now. What are you doing? TikTok, right? You got that from TikTok, didn't you?" "Yes, teacher." And that's what I'm seeing all the time. I'm seeing kids twerking, doing these erotic dances, 8 years old, 9 years old, that they're learning on TikTok. So if you're worried about your kids, worry about what they're consuming on social media. I mean, that's far more harmful than just seeing someone nude. There's a difference between being nude and being sexual. These are two different things. You know, nudity is a natural thing. We're all born nude. It's a natural state. I don't go around nude by any means because don't have a body I want to show at all. But also, you do want to be considered to other people. But being nude, though, is different from being sexual. You know, nudity doesn't have to be sexualized. So I think that I would rather my kids be exposed to nudity at a young age than if I had kids and they were exposed to something being sexualized at a young age. Two completely different things. So again, I think parents have to develop a better understanding of things and get their shit together, get their priorities in order. Anyway, what do you guys think? Let me know. Leave your comments below. And you guys have a great day. See you guys next time.